Lads, just know what? It was only when I'm recording that I realise how much like tan and nude and brown tops I have. Hi, if you are new here, my name is Casey and I cover Irish true crime on my channel, Dark Balls. If you are not new here, hello, welcome back, and thank you as always for watching. Today is another unsolved case. I told you in my last video that I was going to focus on a couple of unsolved murders and stuff, and yeah, here is another one. It's going to be short again, solves. Henry Hurley was born on the 22nd of May 1957. He was from Somerville Avenue, South Circular Road in Limerick. He came from a very well-respected family. They actually owned Clune's tobacco factory. Not gonna lie, I had no idea what that was until I looked it up. He would go on to become a taxi driver, and he was very popular, very well liked in the area. He drove a white Nissan Sunny, and he was working on the night of Thursday, the 6th of July 1989. He always worked nights and he always worked weekends. Obviously, this is going to be the busier time, it's going to be the time that you'll make the money. Henry was always well dressed, and it was said that he had the cleanest cab in Limerick. So at 3 a.m, gone into Friday the 7th of July, he was seen with two men in his car that had English accents at Set Rights Cross Gallows Hill in Clare. So obviously Limerick and Clare are quite close, so I think, you know, you'd kind of work across the border. His body would be found later that day at 4:30 p.m. at Rees Camogue 6 Mile Bridge in Clare, and it was in an area known as the Golf Bald. I'll put up a picture as to why it's called that. His car was found nearby. The post-mortem would show that Henry died a violent death. I kind of gather that it was essentially that he was beaten to death. It would be said that the two men were here to have British accents, but there wasn't a lot of more information that came out of it. They even used Interpol to help them. The Gardaí done an investigation. It was about 10 months. In 1991, one man was actually charged and brought to court. On June, they brought 25-year-old Paul John McLaughlin, we usually know as John Paul John McLaughlin, to court. Now, he was actually from Bath in England, and he was charged with assisting, harbouring, you know, all that stuff. Comforting is actually said. Another man, Matthew Edwards, also from England, and it is said with the knowledge that Edwards murdered Henry Hurley. But the DPP entered a null prosequi. I know I'm not saying that right. And this basically means that the case is then dismissed. So they obviously got him back, I'm assuming with the help of Interpol, but they don't get Edwards back. I did try to do a bit of Googling, because sometimes I'll do that to Google and see if there's any other court articles on court. Because a lot of times these people go on in and they'll commit more murders. They'll go on and commit more crimes. Couldn't find anything. I found one thing on a predator, basically, but he's about, from what I'm gathering with the ages, he's probably about 10 years too young for it to be that Matthew Edwards. Now, I could be wrong, but it would mean that your man was barely 18 when he killed Henry. And since then, there's just been no progress with this case. I had never actually seen it. I literally came across it by chance. I happened to just be looking up other stuff, and this came up, and I was like, what? And I didn't know about it at all. So it's a very lesser known crime, and obviously that's really why I set up the channel, to cover the cases that aren't getting coverage. In July 2010, Crime Stoppers done an appeal for it was the 21st year, and so they went down to the area and they were handing out flyers, they were putting up posters in the taxi ranks, at the bus stops, but again, sadly, no new information came from this. I think the hope would always, with these older cases, is that they hope that someone who was afraid to say something before, maybe because they are friends with the killer, related to the killer, just, scared of the killer, that things will change in their circumstances, and that they're now okay and comfortable to come forward. And I think that always seems to be the hope with these type of cases, so let's hope that that's what happens. Guys, let me know what you think. There's just not really a lot on this one. Let me know what you think of the case, of the video. If you think this setup is okay, be nice. Yeah, not gonna rant on too much. So yeah, thank you as always for the support. Please like, subscribe, share, all that, and let's keep growing. Thank you, and we shall see you in the next video. Thanks.